Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name is Bethany. I'm a wife and mother of two, and I hope that everyone had a very Merry Christmas. But also, if your house looks like mine after Christmas, that's okay. We're going to get through it. Mine's a disaster, but boy, we've got a video. We've got a lot to clean. So I hope you get a lot of motivation and are able to tackle some things with me. I started with some laundry because I was going to go ahead and wash all of the things before I pack them away, all my Christmas things. So I figured I would go ahead and get this put away. Spoiler alert, I did not get my Christmas stuff washed today. In fact, I washed them the other day, and I may just let it ride like that. Who knows? I'm just going to go ahead and say, years past, I always thought I'm going to do a better job about putting this stuff up, so that way next time it will just be easier. And I've decided, no, this is next year's problem. It's totally fine. But so anyways, I'm going to get all of these clothes folded and put away so that, folded and put on the hanging bar and on my folding table, and I'll have my kids put them away. So I'm going to get that started. And then I am going to go work on the disaster that I call my kitchen. On the upside, all the bellies were full. We had lots of Christmas snacks, Christmas treats, and all the goodies. So there we go. It's okay. Also, my house is a disaster, but we're going to fix it. So while I was in the laundry room hanging up all the laundry, my daughter went ahead and loaded the dishwasher for me. So thanks to her, we are starting a little bit ahead. I thought I had to do that, and I came in and she had done it. So that was great. But anyways, I am going to get all of the countertop cleaned off. And this is one of those days, like here lately, I've just been pulling my trash can out and just moving it along with me and throwing all the things away. Also, my husband got me that Riva shelf or whatever, the tilt out tray thing. I have not installed it, but I'm excited. I need to be able to take that front face off. Also, I need to find matching pools so that way it matches the rest of the kitchen. But I did look on Home Depot, and I think they have some. So anyways, I need to do those two things, and then I can get that installed. I'm excited. Also, I did purchase a new trash can. It's one with a lid. So I'm going to take my trash can out of the pantry, the tall pantry, and I am going to hopefully make that my appliance garage type situation. But I do need to get some more boards for shelves, and I thought about making the bottom shelf a pull-out drawer, or like I did in the center cabinet, just to make things easily accessible down there. But so anyways, I'm going to start with cleaning off this one spot of my countertop, and then I am going to go ahead and start piling all the Christmas things I have to pack away there, because I am ready for Christmas to be out of the house. So do you typically take your Christmas stuff down like after the New Year, or the day after Christmas, or where are you at on the things? I always feel like once presents are opened and all the things on Christmas, the next day I always feel like everything is overwhelming because there's just stuff everywhere. And we are not people who do like 20 gifts or, a whole lot, but it's just things everywhere. And it's partially just because, our house, it's a good-sized house, but it's not a huge house. And I feel like when the kids' stuff, like they have boxes of things they don't know where they want to put them in their room. And then we have things, and there's wrapping paper and boxes from shipping and all the things. So I just feel like it becomes very overwhelming very quick. So typically I will take mine down December 26th. So, I know some people, they leave their tree up all year round, which is gorgeous, and I love it. I don't know how they do it. It gives me horrible anxiety to have extra things in my house. But so anyways, I am going to go ahead and get these dishes that wouldn't fit in the dishwasher washed up, And then we are going to try to tackle the stove again. I tried scrubbing it the other day, got a lot of it out, but it was still, because I had spilled pumpkin pie, and I had tried to scrub all of that out, but it did all right. I'm starting to think the Easy Off, the one that saves your lung, does not clean your oven as good as the one that literally will choke you out in your own house. That one, it's just not, it's not as good, I guess. So I tried getting a scraper, and to be honest, I just went back to my little SOS pads. I don't know what they are. I think they're SOS pads. They're like the steel wool with the soap on them, but it's the blue soap, not the red soap. I think Brillo's red. But so anyways, that stuff works really good. I just always really like that. And then I seen some people use the Easy Off on the glass top cleaner, and I tried that. And to be honest, my SOS thing is still my favorite cleaner, and it's like $1 for a box of 10 at the Dollar General. So, but also, I don't know if you're supposed to use that or not, but they also work really good on, shower doors, and like if soap scum, and then they also work really good, or those little green scoring mat pads, they work really good on the shower doors. But again, I don't know what they recommend on cleaning those things. That's just what I do, and it does really well. We've had our oven for a really long time, and it's still holding up pretty good. So, not like a really long time. I mean, it probably is. I don't know. Let's see. At least 4 or 5 years. At least. So, yeah. I feel like it's done pretty well at keeping it from looking too bad. But so anyways, I am going to let these dishes soak, and then I'm going to spray down the oven, and then I'm going to go get some of the Christmas decorations taken down in the living room, because we are going to do a whole main living area. Okay, so here Grandpa Frank heard me hit the treat jar, and he thought I had a bone, so he tried to take my finger off whenever I was taking the stockings down, which even if he was to get me, he can't actually really get me because his little teeth are worn down. But so anyways, I just love him. He cracks me up. He loves snacks. He lives for snacks, and he is pretty old, and his sight's not the best, and I've realized that all of the dog bones that we buy are flesh tone, so it's not his fault, it really isn't, but I just love him. But so anyways, sorry, back to cleaning. I had made that area that I'd wiped down into like where I put all the Christmas stuff, and then I'm going to sort it and put it in totes. Again, I thought whenever I was overwhelmed getting the things out that I would do better on packing it up by room. I don't at all. I don't even know that it's just hard to sort it. Plus, sometimes what you put in one area this year, next year I'll want to change it and put it somewhere else. That's just how I am. So I had great intentions. I really did. But reality is what you see this year will be there next year, but it may not be in the same area. Or who knows? Maybe I'll really like it and I'll put it back. Who knows? But so yeah, that's just I'm just kidding. I'm making an excuse for me not sorting it by rooms. I should have just sorted it by rooms. But I didn't. I just shoved it in totes and did the best I could. And I wanted it out of my living room and kitchen and my dining room. I love Christmas, but I was ready to be done. Also, I like to have my house like clean and ready to go for the new year. That's just me. And I don't know, are you the same way? Or do you like to bring in like the Christmas lights and all the things for the new year? Typically, I will take down I usually actually will let my outdoor decorations hang out longer than I let my indoor decorations. One year I left them up because it was supposed to snow. And I wanted to see pretty Christmas lights and snow. So it just depends. But most of the time I take it down. Like I filmed this yesterday and today we took down the outdoor decorations. So they're gone. Partially because today it is 70 plus degrees. It is hot outside, and tomorrow is supposed to be the high in the 40s. So yeah, I don't like being cold, so I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Also, I love this Christmas tree thing I got at Aldi. I just really like it. It's really cute. It makes me happy. I don't know why. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff taken downstairs. I also forgot about that thing and that thing. That almost just hung out all year. That's totally fine. And now I'm going to try to get this stuff off the oven. Does it come off? Not all of it. But it does look better. And honestly, those steel wool things work really good. I tried with this little thing. I used the plastic blade just because I didn't know if I would scrape the inside of my oven. Because my mom was like, they use these things to clean it all the time. They work so good. And I was like, okay. So I tried it. And it just... Maybe they use the real blades, but I honestly don't know if I should use that or not. Also, I'm dangerous. I cut my hand cleaning this oven. So, I don't think I should probably have a real blade while I clean the oven. It may not be a good idea. I'm just kidding. I mean, I chop stuff and all the things. But I do, I probably am not the safest person. I get a lot of bumps and bruises and scrapes, and I have no clue where they came from. But I know where this one came from. The top of the oven. I don't know what I hit my hand on, but, yeah, I was bleeding. I'm not actually dangerous. I just realized that my stubbornness in order to do something sometimes can outweigh my safety concerns, I guess, in a way. And I mean that by let's see. Whenever me and my husband did the first addition on our house, he was at work and I hung all the plywood on the front of the eave by myself. And I remember my neighbor, he came outside and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm hanging this plywood. And he's like, which I'm terrified of heights. So that's one, why am I doing that? 2, I got it done. But also 3, I was terrified why I did it. But I did it. My neighbor did come out and periodically check on me why I did that to make sure I didn't fall. But I also hung the sheetrock by ourselves. That was not as scary. I mean, it could have fell on me, but it wasn't as high or anything like that. But I'm a very stubborn person, and my husband was working a lot of hours at work, and then he would come home and work on that, and I would just try to help him any way that I could. So, but in doing that, sometimes looking back, I was like, well, that was kind of dumb. So I just, maybe I shouldn't have a real blade in the oven while scraping. I cut my hand without a blade, so maybe not a good idea. But so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wipe down these the racks that came out of the oven. No, they're not perfect, but they're better than they were. Also, I need to get more spray and wash because I really like that stuff and it tends to work really good and it soaks and hangs out and does a little bit better job, I think, than the Easy Off. But I know it worked really good on your airy turns. I threw mine in the bathtub and then just sprayed it down and let it sit on there, and it did really, really good. The stuff just basically washed off, wiped it right off. It was amazing. So I am actually kind of curious on how well it would do in your oven. In fact, I may get some and try. But so anyways, also they sent me some coupons over the weekend, so I haven't went to town. But here lately, in this video and in the last video, I have just been trying to get down the things that have been really bugging me. in the last video, I went through and reorganized all of the food, the freezers, and things like that. Not pantry, but my pantries are pretty good because I did those not too long ago. They're still looking pretty good. I've kind of maintained those over the time, but the freezers were so bad. My fridge was not the best, but not compared to my freezer. Like, I had no clue what was even in my freezer. It was just shoved all in there. So I got that done. I go ahead and clean out the cabinet under the sink just because it was getting a bit messy. And that was another thing that's bugging me. But I'm really excited to get some shelf boards for the pantry and kind of go through and reorganize my kitchen. I did try moving some things around in the drawers, but it does not work well that way. So, I may be moving some things back in there. But so I'm hoping in the next week or so to get some plywood or something to make the shelf boards. Also, I would like to do a pull out, like I said. We'll just see what the budget and time allows for. I was not working on my own either on this day. There was a lot of little things happening behind the scenes. I had my son taking all the ornaments off of this tree after he took all the stuff off of his tree, and him and my daughter had packed up their trees and got all that done. And then, of course, put the they put their laundry away. They loaded the dishwasher for me. He also cleaned up his room. She cleaned up her room. So please don't ever think like you should be doing all this by yourself. You shouldn't. I don't give my kids like necessarily set chore list. Basically, if I ask them to do something, they will do what I ask. They do have a couple things that they need to tackle on their own, but typically it's just, hey, I need help in this department. Can you help me? And then, of course, they do it, and they don't complain. They are usually very helpful, and it is appreciated. Okay, so I went to the flea market, and I went yard selling today because it's actually pretty. Bought this brand new for $10. It's got all the things in it. Never used one, but excited. And then I also got with the tote for $25. So came with a plate stand, which I need for Christmas plates anyway. It has the Cactus Steakhouse, I don't know what this one is. I guess it's a little store. The Treehouse. This one is school. Ice skating, but I don't know what goes here, so I don't know if he goes here. I have no idea. I know it's missing pieces though, but anyways, and then I got the breakfast nook, the dairy barn, the bookshop, and this house, which I thought was a really great deal for $25, and it came with a tote. So I've always liked the Christmas villages, and I wanted a set, but also for the large houses, those things are really expensive, like to buy from Walmart and everything. And me and my husband had went to the flea market just to look and see what they had, because it was actually pretty. So we were getting out of the house, and they had a whole tote of those. And he told me the tote and everything. He was like, I'll sell it to you for $25. I was like, well, you do 20? And he was like, sure. So I was like, yay. And then I went back and I was looking around more, only to find 2 more houses. So I was like, I walked over and he goes, that's going to be the other 5. And I was like, I knew you would get 5 out of me. So I ended up paying the 25. But I'm not mad at it. It literally came with a tote for storage, so I don't have to worry about that. I do need to wash them all down and everything, but I'm not going to worry about that today. But I was so excited. I know I have to store them for a whole year before I can even use them, but I just think they're so cute. I love the Christmas villages. I say that. I was just complaining about the clutter in my house, but that's okay. That is totally fine. I love the Christmas villages, and they will actually go in one tote by themselves, and I will know what's in that tote. So, one thing's organized. Just kidding. Also, I got the Instapot, and it was brand new in the box and everything. Hadn't been opened. I got that for $10, and I thought that was a really good deal. I don't know how to use one. Never used one before, but I'm excited to use it. I have a bread machine too. I haven't really made bread. I have been very busy. I did make my first set of yeast rolls the other day. That was exciting. They turned out okay. Especially, I think my flour's messed up. I don't know. I got it at Walmart. And it's just a great value. And I usually get Aldi or Pillsbury, and that stuff did not rise. My cookies were funny. My sugar cookies, my chocolate chip, they did not turn out at all. And I didn't realize until I had already mixed the bread, like all the dough and everything, that I meant to buy new flour, because I think like something's off with it. And yes, it's all purpose, but I always add like baking soda or baking powder, whatever it calls for. But the rolls didn't turn out as bad as the cookies. So I'm going to say that's a win. So I wiped down all my cabinets real quick. I didn't do like a deep cleaning or anything, but I just wiped them down real quick. And then I also went ahead with the soapy water and wiped down my appliances. And I just used a towel to dry it afterwards, and it ends up looking really good. It looked like you polished it, but you didn't. I didn't feel like using the polisher. Also, if you don't wash... I've learned that if you don't wash them before you polish them, the polished stuff doesn't actually remove, like, the grime and stuff. It's literally just to make it shine. So, yeah. So, I prefer doing it this way anyways. And then the dog hair don't stick to the freezer, because that happens. And the stove. Does anybody else have that problem with their stainless steel polish, that when you put it on, it kind of stays tacky even after you buff it off? And then the dog, like my dog will always, like Frank always comes through there looking for snacks, and Bean does too. But they will brush against the doors because they're long hair. They don't realize, I guess, that they're actually kind of touching the door. They don't feel it, but their hair sticks to the door. But so, yeah, I just use soap and water. Here I'm trying to figure out this tray. I don't know how to decorate a tray, but I think they're pretty. I just don't decorate. I'm not a good decorator. Okay, so one of my future projects that I want to do, I really want to paint the other bathroom, not our bathroom, but the kids' bathroom. And I thought about adding like shiplap to the one wall, like one of the walls, not the one with the vanity and the toilet, but the other where the towels hang up. But I just didn't know if that would look funny, it only being on one wall. I don't know. But I want to, because I want to add more white to it, but I just don't want to paint the whole bathroom white. And I thought if I did shiplap on that one wall, it would kind of brighten it up and allow me to do like a darker color or a warmer color in there and it still not be too dark. What do you think? I don't know. I thought about doing my bedroom color because I'm trying to be more cohesive in my colors. Still, I don't know what I'm doing when I try to decorate. Typically, I can build a room, but I cannot design a room, if that makes sense. But, like, I really want it to be brighter, but I also don't want to have to do, like, the light colors in there. And I thought, because I don't want to have, like, 50 different colors in the house, but then again, I do like color. I thought if I use my bedroom color in there, plus then I can use like the light blue and the gray, kind of how my bathroom is, where more rooms are cohesive but not the same, I guess. Anyways, it was just a thought. I don't know if it would look bad. I may just try it and see. But my husband told me I get a project in free labor, so I'm thinking that might be my project in free labor. So that was my Christmas gift with the Rev shelf. He really went above and beyond. So he knows I've been wanting to do something different in that bathroom. Eventually, I would like to replace the bathtub, but we're not there. So we're just going. I would like to do something to make it just a nicer place to be without breaking the bank at the moment. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try doing the shiplap and I think I want to do the same color as my bedroom. On the upside, I do think I have some of that paint, so I could probably paint a random patch and see if I like that color in there and go from there. But do you think it would look funny with just one wall of shiplap? Can you do an accent wall in the bathroom? Is that allowed? I have no idea. I'm just kidding. I mean, anything's allowed in your house, but would it look funny? I don't know. thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that you got some motivation to get your house back in order after the holidays, because it was a doozy. But so anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you're at. Remember, today's a blessing, and I hope I see you on the next one. Bye, guys.